let's talk about Pfaff's amazing IDT system. Now that's a fancy word for a walking foot that is built into the machine. Pfaff's had it for years. And right behind the foot, you see this black part that's pulled down and it sits inside the foot. Now each time I'm doing this, you're realizing something on the machine is changing. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, and today we're working on the brand new Pfaff Creative Icon 2. And I want to explain what the Pfaff IDT is all about. Well, it stands for Integrated Dual Transport. Now that's a fancy word, maybe got lost in translation, but sometimes you've heard it be called an integrated dual feed. What it is, it's like an extra set of feed dogs on the top of your fabric, while the ones underneath your fabric are also doing their job. By together, they can pull the fabric more evenly through the machine. So if you are set up for a straight stitch without this integrated, watch what happens when I step on the foot control. It pops up with a message that says the IDT is not according to the recommendation for the selective stitch. Please check the recommendation and continue to sew. So if you want, you can touch OK and sew without it. But here's what I want to point out. First off, if a foot has that opening in the back, it really needs to be engaged. It needs to fill in this opening. Otherwise, you get a lot of loosey-goosey fabric kind of doing its own thing, and you'll actually get a worse stitch, and the fabric might start to pucker. The reason for this is because you can actually skip engaging it, especially if you are using a different foot. For example, this is the foot 8, or even the foot 2A has no groove in the back. So when you do pick a stitch that is for those other feet, it will have made sure that you have disengaged it. Because if you try to put it on, by the way, that is a thing. People will put this foot on and try to bring this down, and then you have real issues for trying to stitch because they're kind of overlapping each other and nothing works at all. So keep in mind which foot it's recommending for the stitch, put on that correct foot, and then if it does have that little picture of the dual feed, make sure that you have pulled that down also, and you can have then the perfect stitching. Now, where do I use this most? I love it. I mean, honestly, if I have this foot on, I'm going to have it on anyway. But if I'm working on thicknesses like that have batting in between, like quilting, you can just put this on. This is your walking foot. This is what everybody says. Oh, you got to add a walking foot. You got to buy a walking foot. No problem. Pfaff users, you've already got it built in. Just go ahead and engage it, and away you go. You can use it with so many other feet, including like if you're just 1/4 inch piecing. Have that dual feed engaged because look, there's that opening for it. You will also find that when you're working on fabrics that are stretchy and they come out a little wavy, with this properly engaged, it will not be as wavy at all. Difficult fabrics, slippery fabrics, oh my gosh, this is the answer. Now on occasion, I have also done a few other things like adjust the pressure of the foot with real specialty fabric while this is engaged to get the perfect outcome. So just because you have it engaged doesn't mean it's the only thing you might need, but 99% of the time it is. So leave that engaged. This is one of the reasons I love Pfaff, because it just has that perfect feeding every single time because this is here. But as you need to take it off or disengage it, pull down and away from you, it is simply disengaged, and then to pull it down, just pull down and it clicks right into position. Keep an eye on your great information area because that's really where you're going to be told when it should be on and when to disengage it.